Alright, so I'll make my first weekly PvP meta. Hello Twitch and YouTube, Tomias here. Today this is the first weekly PvP meta report. So we've just had our first cycle, and fortunately I had a lot of free time last week, so I was able to grind all the way to rank 4. I think I was rank 3 until the last day, and then I got outgrinded and things were just a bit too hard because I had to manual a lot of the fights and I didn't have time. So you can see that I ended up rank 4, which is a bit unfortunate because rank 3, rank 2, rank 1 have their own individual rewards, where rank 4 and rank 4 to rank 50 share the same rewards, but it was fine. So PvP in global is kind of not I would say super defined yet. Right now, if we look at what people rank, so this is what I saved for what most top players rank in the arena, with Mary lead providing attack damage to dark and water units, so both your Kayn and Ashley, and of course Mary would benefit from that. And Kayn, of course, is right now a PvP beast. Sometimes I see Kayn 1 versus 5. You have Deimos, who's a built-in Reser with Dispel, and Ramuh, which is right now I think the most annoying piece of shit to deal with in arena. Not only does she revive herself, given enough skill points, she can revive up to 3 units. So I'll just quickly run through what each individual units provide for this team, which is the most popular, and I think even right now people are running a variation of this in, so like you can see in the top arena. So if we go back to that lineup, Mary is again used mainly for the leadership, and also that her S3 is a good, it goes up to 60%, so it's a good counter to revive meta almost. And also that she comes back with 30% HP if she dies, and revives with 30% and resets all the cooldowns, so she can essentially nuke twice, right? This is really good damage if you can skill her up, and 60% means that, you know, someone's gonna get hit with the unable to revive debuff. And also her HP and HP gets restored and attack gets increased every time someone dies. So in a fast kind of fighting meta, Mary's passives actually are really good for currently how the teams are set up. And her S2 is also decent amount of damage and decreases recovery amount by 100%, so that disables a lot of the heals. Even Kayn, you know, if Kayn has damage absorbed, that you can at least stop him from healing too much. So again, next we have Kayn, which is honestly I think one of the if not the top PvP unit, just because of the fact that he can 1v5 given the luck and the RNG he needs. His passive, I think, you know, you guys can check this in game, so I won't go into too details, but his passive essentially makes him absorb damage as heals, and he counterattacks and multi-attacks pretty much with 100%. It's a 100% chance in the Japanese server, but it's about 80% chance here, but you can boost it up with the correct rune setup, right? And he does massive damage. And Deimos is always great to have on the team, because Deimos has a built-in res with the dark warrior buff, which is increased attack and disables debuffs. So I often find myself sometimes in the fight that I would use the dark warrior second skill to kind of prevent the revival debuff, or, you know, to get rid of the anti-heal that Kayn can sometimes put on me. Yeah, the third skill is a decent AoE heal with a evade buff, but I honestly think Karen in this meta is Karen or Karen in this meta is a bit better than Deimos, but not everyone can pull Karen. Ashley, okay, Ashley is a very controversial unit right now, because the Japanese veterans don't recommend Ashley at all, which is also a I would say I personally would recommend Ashley, at this moment, because he does really well in PvE and PvP given the amount of resources we're given on the global server. Okay, and he also got a buff if you compare his skill sets to the Japanese version of Ashley. But he does well in PvE, PvP. If you're free to play player or you're just a casual player, Ashley is definitely a very good addition. His ebony wounds is not dispellable, so in a revive meta where people are coming back, constant damage is always good, right? So Ashley, I wouldn't cross him off right now, but later on maybe we could cloud Edwin, then stuff will change. Okay, and then we have Ramuh. I think Ramuh is probably one of the more broken units right now, just because Ramuh has a self-revive, okay, at level 60, so she's already got a built-in revive. You can build her super tanky, and at higher skill level, Ramuh can revive up to 3 allies, so that's really huge. Compared to some units that revive 1 unit or a built-in res for 1 unit, and also the fact that she can restore HP and decrease debuff duration by 1 turn, which is almost a cleanse, because sometimes the major debuffs don't last that long. So when it's Ramuh's turn and then you heal and use the debuff duration decrease, it's pretty much a full cleanse. So Ramuh is always good, and of course 10% heal for allies at the end of the turn is always great, and the stun chance is really good as well. Yeah, agreed. There's a reason why people are still using Ashley despite all the negative kind of connotations from other people, right? So I'll just quickly show what I run. So this is what I ran in the arena this last cycle. So I ran the Mary. This slot is kind of replaceable for me. I didn't really want to run Mary, but I've had her and she's decent. Kayn, of course. Ruby is mostly used for a counter for me against Kayn, because when it's Ruby's turn, she can dispel a lot of the stuff. And then Deimos, self-explanatory, and then Rue. Rue, right now, I almost think Rue is a bit worse, because I don't have Rue's level 60 passive, so my Rue right now is a bit worse than Ramuh for me, because Ramuh can revive up to 3 when my Rue can only revive 1. I know the CD reset is fantastic, but if I had her level 60 talent, then she'll be a much more important unit. And I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna run next patch. I mean this cycle. Actually, I'm thinking of getting the 60 talent on Rue and testing that out, and if not, then I'm gonna run the Ramuh instead. Or I can get my Mary out and then run an Ashley. So I'm gonna mix and match, and then I'll let you guys how it goes. I still need to kind of level them up and then gear them. But yeah, so how I predict this week's meta, I don't think much will change, because if we look at the bans and the bonus boost, it's pretty much Dark Knights and White Knights, right? So everyone's gonna be running these. We have the most popular Ramuh, Ashley, Mary, Deimos. So basically 4 of the units will give you bonus points. So I don't see much change in the meta. You can see that the familiar faces already climbing to the top with these types of units, and you can see here Jophis, who's a whale, runs similar to what I ran before, and Mega Shield, if he's still on the list. Yeah, so Mega Shield runs what I want to run. So this is the list I recommended to him, and I think it's honestly right now in the current meta, if you can 60 your character and level up, the best setup. You have your Ramuh, you have your Karen instead of Deimos, and the big 3, right? So so in auto, it's probably really good, because lots of Dark Knights are popular right now. So Karen can get rid of a lot of the debuffs, and then Ramuh is just disgusting with the amount of revives she can provide. So we'll see how this week goes, and then we can see how the meta changes. Maybe with the next banner, the global will catch up or be different compared to what the Japanese server is. But that's how it's looking right now. Yeah, so we have Clear, who is a in our chat right now, who is a top 20 Japanese